but we don't want to go there yet. Because there's a shortcut. If you guys remember earlier, I talked about remembering a specific gate. Well, that gate leads us to this area. And she actually has a point. It's a very good idea to buy some of those. And there's also... It's also a good idea to buy some poison arrows. But those won't come in handy till a lot later in the game. So this is the gate that we saw when we were coming from Fireling's Shrine. Once we open this, we now have access to Fireling's Shrine. So now we can actually come down here and replenish our Estus. I don't know if they changed this or not, but I guess if you're aggro, you can't rest at the shrine. If you have aggro. I don't know why. It's kind of annoying. There we go. And now we're ready for our next area. So I think I'm gonna farm some souls so I can get some moss from that lady, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hey, so if you're wondering how I'm gonna farm for souls, I thought I'd do a little video of helping out another NPC here. Aquavit, New York City. It was good to say hello. Looks like she's sporting all the Baldur equipment, which is pretty good. I might actually go back and try to get a sword here. So our job is mainly to let's take care of this one. Whoa. Well, let's try not to die. I was going to say try to take the aggro out of this, but since I pretty much have almost no HP left, settle for attacking a bit. She's actually doing way better than I am. And that's it. For that victory, we get 1 humanity. And we also get 3,000 souls. It's not too bad. I mean, we ended up helping somebody and we get a little bit for ourselves. And once out here, I'll drop down another summon sign. And then I'll wait. There's other bosses that are better to, well, if you want humanity, I mean, as the bosses get harder, you get a bigger and bigger percentage. But since this is pretty much the only boss that we fought that people have to go through and need help, sometimes need help, then it's basically the only place. Alright guys, enjoy. Hey guys, sorry for the audio part here. I'm just gonna show you another way that you can also farm for souls, and hopefully my voice will be enough to describe it. I'm doing this in post commentary. There's Andre, so you know where I'm at, obviously, even though you're not hearing. If you go through this door, you run into this demon, and the pretty cheesy way to take him out is if you stand exactly at this spot. I guess somebody else tried to tell you about this on the floor there. But you can take out your bow and you can basically just chip away at him until he dies. And I take a little bit of his health there, but I try poison arrows on him, but they don't seem to be too effective, or I don't think they really poison him. You can also see I'm wearing different armor. I wanted a little bit of extra defense, so I thought I would put something on that looked a little bit cooler and then upgrade it once I got some more souls. So you could see the poison arrows didn't really do anything, so I switched back to the normal ones. And I chip away at him for a little bit longer, but I don't think I stand there too long. He's actually pretty easy to take out. I mean, he's probably the easiest Titanite demon that you're gonna find. And the best strategy is to stay on his left side and do a better job at dodging the first shot right there. And if you can roll, I mean, most of his shots really aren't anything to worry about, except for a jumping attack that he has. And you'll see me do a little bit of a bad play in a bit, but he doesn't kill you. I mean, if you have an okay armor and if you're blocking, I mean, you should be okay. Actually, you can't. I don't think you can block that jumping attack that he does. And I believe he's also weak to fire. There we go. That's what gets me. And again. But as you can see, he didn't take me out, so he's not too bad. And up until this point, I don't really think I put that much into my my health yet. But again, I mean, he's almost dead already. I just need to get in close enough so I can get a good opportunity to hit him a few more times. But as you can see, I mean, he's kind of relentless with his attacks. And if you get right behind his left arm and in between his tail where he's missing that leg, I mean, you can pretty much stay right there until he does those jumping attacks and then roll away and then try to get into that area. Again, you get some Demon Titanite from him, which isn't too bad. And I'm not 100% sure where I'm going right now. Oh, that's right, because I have 20,000 souls. If you go back here, you can actually purchase something from our blacksmith friend here, and that's the Crest of Artorias. If you kill the blacksmith, which I do not recommend you do, he can actually, he'll drop the crest. So if you don't have enough souls and you feel like you don't need Andre anymore, you can take him out. But yeah, for most normal runs, you should definitely keep him alive. At least when you're up until you're ready to go into the next New Game Plus. So continue here, and you're gonna fight some of these weird guys, and you're gonna be fighting those guys, a few more of those guys on their way through the Darkroot Garden. And with this guy, you have to be a little bit careful. You don't want to get knocked off. But, I mean, all of these guys are pretty easy. And yes, I'm still using the Drake Sword, but even without it, I mean, you should be able to get a weapon at least upgraded a couple times by this point to do comparable damage, or maybe even more than, depending on your stats and how much you've leveled up, you should be able to do more damage than the Drake Sword. The Drake Sword's only really useful early in the game. It doesn't scale with you because it doesn't matter how much what your stats are. The Drake Sword doesn't get any bonuses. The only way to get the damage up on the Drake Sword is to upgrade it, but that takes dragon scales, and we won't really be getting that up until maybe the next session of videos that I do. You can see if you turn around right here, there's a soul, a hard souls behind the rock next to a dead body. And I mean, most of you guys should know, but if you see those signs right there, let me take a look at this one. Be wary of bonfire. This is what are they? Illusionary walls? I can't say that word. It's a fake wall. So if you hit it, it'll open up, and then you can actually sit right here and then continue. And this door is the one that requires the crest. So if you use your crest, you can open up this area. Now this area is kind of tough, especially the first time around, because the first time around you get the most enemies that come after you. As you can see right there, it says danger zone, and you can see all these phantoms running around the woods here, and you kind of just want to make a V line up to this point so you can aggro that guy. This is how you'll be making the most souls anyways, and then just run back. And it's kind of cheesy as well, but it's a lot easier than helping out with any of the first bosses. At this point I mean, you saw me, I just beat the Capra demon, and alright, I did manage to get a boulder shield, but those guys are available at the beginning of the game. And that guy that just died doesn't respawn, and this is probably the guy that's gonna give you the most problems throughout if you use this technique. His shots kind of hurt. That's the magician, and that was the warrior. As you can see, just going or doing that one little bit of run, I mean, we got around 9,000 souls, so it's pretty good. And we do this a couple of times, and then you pretty much made up for the 20,000 souls that you spent on getting the crest. So I'm gonna go through it one more time just so you can see it without those extra phantoms. As you can see, you kind of want to go around this guy. A lot of times his soul arrows might get you when you're running this way like that. So try to run maybe horizontal to where he's at. Don't run in any type of straight lines, because those things hurt. I mean, one of those almost took me out, and right there I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. All you really have to do is run around, get the aggro. That's a good place to heal up, and just hang out until those guys show up. For some reason, if you run against the wall like I did there, it'll make them want to chase you more, or they think that you're maybe further to the right than you are. But I mean, another thing you can do is you can shoot a couple arrows at them, and that'll piss them off a little bit more. Kind of like I do with this guy right here. And that gets them to walk over here. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I made, what, another 7,000 souls right there. And you can rinse and repeat. So let's I think we're walking over here. We're going to also get I think it's the wolf ring, which actually increases our poise, which helps us so that we're able to block better hits and we don't get stunned as much. So if you walk this way, this tree right here is actually I don't know, a living enemy. I mean, I guess trees are living there, but you can actually attack the tree and he'll dissolve. So then that opens up a hidden passage, kind of hidden passage. And these frog dudes are pretty easy take out, and they actually drop green blossoms. I think this is one of the only ways to get them. There might be one other way, but I can't remember what that is. I remember in the Xbox version, those guys would just sink into the ground and you would lose your item drops. You can see there's another tree right here. You can take it out. Walking tree, living tree, I don't know, whatever you want to call them. I'm not too sure about all the names for these guys. And if you keep looking to your right, you'll eventually see a walkway that goes up, and that's where you want to go. So if you head on up, you have to be a little bit careful and make sure that you know how to take care of the stone golems or stone soldiers. I forgot what their names are. But the best technique is just to run behind them and then just start attacking them until they go down. They hurt, so you have to be careful. And they also can cast a spell that'll slow you way down, and once you get that, you want to be very, very careful. So there we go, we got the stone ring. I believe you can jump off of there, but you can see it erases our poise. And more poise is always good. You can run and jump off around where the dead body is, but I wasn't feeling too confident, so I actually switched into the homeward bones, and then I used one of them. But I believe that's all I'm gonna show for this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll continue our storyline on the next one.